Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the O Show Added Time with me, Oliver Buck. I'm joined, as always, by Mike Brown, and we've got Ainsley with us tonight as well. Thank you very much for joining us,
Hello, Oliver.
Ainsley.
Pleased to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Now, we're here to discuss the game against Forest Green Rovers. If we look at the full-time result, it was a 4-2 defeat. But, Mike, going into it, we knew it would be a tough one, didn't we? You know, it was a top-of-the-table clash. A lot riding on it. Ross's first week back in, it was always going to be tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, always playing second in the league is going to be tough, especially in our sort of run of form as well. Always going to be tough. First half really did let us down. Thought the boys showed great character in the second half. Had a lot of momentum after getting the first and second goals, and I thought, do you know what, maybe we can nick a point here. And unfortunately, wasn't to be, and they hit us on a counter, which they done pretty well for Forest Green all game on the counter. And yeah, unfortunately for the O's, conceding 4 goals at home, you can't really do that.
No, but before we even kind of really look at the goals and the game itself, Ainsley, both Turley and Lee Angol returned to the starting lineup today. It was for a big game as well. It was great to see two senior pros back out there on the pitch, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think we've definitely missed both of them, particularly Lee Angol, because these past few weeks, I know we shouldn't maybe talk about the managerial situation too much, but one thing in defence of Carl Fletcher was that actually he had his 2 main most capable strikers absent for all the time he was here, which was very short. But yeah, I mean, I rate Angol actually, and I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. And it was good to see him back on the pitch. Although, what was he playing, right wing?
Yeah, he was playing out on the wing for a while. You almost, the moments where he comes alive is when he's coming through the middle at times, isn't it? And the fans are desperate to see some more of that, aren't they?
Yeah, and he's got great hair as well. There was a chance towards the end, actually, at the second half. You remember the ball flashed across the area.
Yeah.
If only his hair had been a little bit wider, I think he might have actually scuffed that one in, which would have been a different outcome to the match. And who knows, sliding doors moment, wasn't it?
Well, it was. But I thought, the O's started relatively brightly. I thought we started on the front foot for the first 5 minutes at least. We want to be seeing these O's backfiring soon, don't we? Are you almost thinking that we're seeing signs of this, Mike?
You've seen glimpses, especially today, especially second half. You've seen glimpses of what the O's can do, and for me, it's all about tempo. When we started moving that ball quickly, we created our better chances, scored goals when moving the ball quickly. Nice little change as well. Angol going into the left wing as well, coming back, nicking the ball back, running down that left wing, putting it across. And like I said, Angol, I thought he had a decent game today. Probably not his best in the shirt, but he did make an impact. And it's good to see your better players back. You want your goal scorers, you want your creative players to be in and around that team. And thankfully today, we see a glimpse of what Angol is capable of, and hopefully, rolling in, get a bit more match fitness, we can see the best.
And hopefully, alongside Connor Wilkinson, back sooner rather than later as well, would be nice them too. Let's have a look at the back four though, Ainsley. It was a bit of from the off, it was a bit of a out of place back four. Shall we say we had Sam Ling at left back, we had Turley at right back, who's a centre back, and then Happy and Course in the middle. They struggled with, as Mike mentioned there, they struggled with Forest Green's tempo today, didn't they? The urgency that they showed, it was tough for them.
Yeah, but I mean, I actually, personal opinion, I think they're all capable of doing a job at this level. I think this squad actually, if there was stability and the right manager in place, would probably be competing for the playoffs, or could potentially. And so I don't want to single out any individuals, particularly in the back four, for inadequacy. What was interesting to me out of those four today, Turley nutmeg. He must have done about 2 or 3 nutmegs today.
He was bobbing it down there, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he's quick, he's strong, he's aggressive, happy. There must have been 2 or 3 occasions where he had a pop from distance. Actually, 20 odd, 30 yards out, and he had a strike at goal, and they weren't ridiculous. They weren't the ones where you think, I wouldn't do that again, pal. Actually, every time so he's probably got one of them in this season.
Yeah. I find though with the back four though, we speak about Happy and Turley at right back. It's so versatile that I feel as though if I was the manager anyway, I'm glad I'm not. But if I was the manager, I'd struggle knowing where to kind of fit in your players. You could have had Happy at left back. You could have had Brophy there, Sam on the right. It's a bit of a headache, isn't it?
Well, I mean, at this particular level, you want players that can cover for other players, and you've had Marv at right back as well. You know, we've had Dan at left back, as you already touched on. Even last season, we had Wilson at centre back. Or sorry, the season before, we had Wilson at centre back. There's so many players that can play in various positions in that across that line. We had Sam Ling at left back today. You know, he's not known to be a left back in any shape or form, but it's good. But you want your best players in their best positions. You want, the likes of Marv at centre back, Happy at centre back. You want Widdowson at left back. You want Ling at right back, possibly even Turley at centre back, because Turley is a centre back. He's not a wing back in any shape or form, but he does a job there. But you want your best players in their best positions where they're going to have the best impact possible in the game.
Yeah, that's the issue though, isn't it? That we've actually. I was interested that you chose the defence. I don't know if you do this every week and just start from the back and go forwards. Actually, the defence. We've got how many? We've got 6, 7, 8 players who actually are capable of doing jobs there. And actually, the problem there is not strength in depth. We've got strength in depth. It's more about actually trying to squeeze everybody in.
Yeah.
And if anything, we suffer from a surplus of.
Well, it was the problem last season. We had to have the formation change.
Yeah.
When you've got Marv, Course, and Happy all there, trying to fit them all in, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah. But Edmund made it work. Bless him. And this season we've got a different set of problems because there's a step up for the players and for the manager. And what is the answer? Forest Green are a very, very, very good side. I mean, there's not that bad. Table doesn't lie, right? Okay. Yeah. And we've seen the evidence today. And for me, the moment that really stood out actually was the fourth goal, the final goal, because I'm sitting there thinking, even at 3, it was when it went to 3-1, I thought this has got valiant 3-2 defeat written all over it. But actually, as soon as they've been under so much pressure, and we'd hit the bar, we'd had chance after chance, corner after corner, and then as soon as they got control of the ball for the first time in about 20 minutes, they just worked their way up the pitch, possession and territory, calmly. They were just calm throughout. They're such a good side, right? So, nobody. I know there's been a bit of grief today, but we shouldn't beat ourselves up about getting beat by them because they're a very, very, very good side. And so I'm saying that because I felt like you started with the question about the back four, and I don't think our defence.
I think today they just, as you said, they were a very, very good side for us, Green. The goals to concede, they just weren't good goals to concede. The first one, I think all 3 of them, there could be, or all 4 of them, sorry, there could be an argument that they were soft.
In an ideal world, you keep a clean sheet at home, win 1-0. Let's be honest. But a team like Forest Green are up there for a reason, as already touched on. They're clinical. They had a few chances today. If they didn't score, they was there for the rebounds. A boot twice. Having that instinct to Dean Bill's parries, getting in there. Also on 2-0, you're thinking it really is an uphill task for the O's here. Going in 3-0 at half time, you're thinking, listen, it really is game over. You can't be conceding 3 goals at home.
In the first half.
In the first half, especially, they had tempo.
Yeah.
Even when we had a decent amount of the ball, they soak up the ball at the back and hit us on the counter.
I was sat next to you, and what Mike said to me in the game is like we had the ball for say 3 or 4 minutes, and we passed it around. We kind of got a bit near. Forest Green pick up the ball and boom, they've had a shot on goal.
Had a shot, yeah.
It's a tough style of play at home, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about Ebbo Adams?
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose we can do. He had an absolutely phenomenal first half.
Yeah, he did. I'm not saying that just because of the. I mean, if anything, the acrimony around him has actually got superseded by other things. But the fact is, he is clearly a player that this squad is. Would really love to have.
Yeah.
And for all the fact that a lot of our fans have gone home tonight choking back the vomit about, him going down easily and the bad vibes he gave. He scored 2 goals and he came up in front of the North Stand and was giving it all of this. Actually, if he'd been doing that in a red shirt today, we'd have been loving it. Yeah. Because he was everything. He was brilliant. Not just the 2 goals, but he was aggressive. He was winning the ball. He was driving forward. And a lot of these same fans that are going home tonight feeling very angry about him are the same people who, for the past 6 to 12 months, have been asking, why aren't we in for him? Why isn't he coming back to the Orient? So I'm just saying that to try and offer a bit of balance because I think he was the difference actually in a lot of ways.
But let's go back to our players and.
He was our player once.
He was. But if we look at kind of our players today, you said it there about it could have been a valiant 3-2 defeat. I thought
Could have been 3-3. I mean, it hit the
could have
bar
been.
and inches.
But the way they came out in the second half, it's almost you're kind of banging your head against the wall, thinking, why didn't this happen at the first minute? Do you know what I mean? I was quite impressed after the break.
Yeah, but I mean, you looking back over this whole season, it's been like that, hasn't it? I mean, adversity brings out the best in us, but why do we need to be in adversity in the first place?
Yeah.
That's the question I'm asking. And yeah, I mean, they 3-0 down. I mean, to be fair to them, I went into half time like you said earlier, and I'm thinking it's over, it's finished.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's no way back from that. And actually, we were like half an inch away from getting the point at least.
I celebrated for about at least 5 or 6 seconds when that one hit the post. I was certain it had gone in.
Yeah.
I was certain, and it is such fine margins, but it really could have been, as you say, if that had gone in 3-3, it could have been a completely different atmosphere around the place today, couldn't it?
Yeah, I was saying, get an early goal second half. We've got it first 15 minutes or so. I was like, nick a second, make the last 10 minutes uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it really was uncomfortable for Forest Green. But to hit the bar, and then they literally went down the other end.
Yeah.
And literally, that did kill the game off.
Yeah.
It's hard for the boys to take. That's going to take a lot out of them. Let's be honest. But there was a lot of encouraging signs in that second half, particularly. First half, get that out the window, get that out of the books. Focus on that second half performance. Pretend every game that you're 3-0 down, and I'm sure we'll start picking up the wins.
Well, that's right, yeah.
I'm sure that's a good management style. Why not? But looking ahead now, we've got a nice bit of time off. We've got time to rebuild and regroup. The next period's going to be absolutely humongous, though, isn't it? The festive period, and then going into January, it's going to be big, isn't it?
Well, it is for me. I intend to drink a lot and eat a lot. Relax with my family and just have a nice time. For Orient,
Try not to worry about the football too much.
I don't actually. Yes, there's a lot of matches, but I don't know what's riding on this. I honestly couldn't tell you what. It feels like top 7. I know. We've seen in previous seasons that you can be in the doldrums into January, and then you put a good run in, and you can make a run for the top 7. But I'm not sure the will and the momentum is in there at the moment. And also, there's only one team going down. So when we go on a bad run and people start wetting the knickers about, we're going to get relegated, ridiculous. You've got to be a basket case to get relegated out of this league, as we were once.
True.
And there's only one team going down the scene, so forget that. So I'm in a roundabout way, I'm trying to say, is it massive? I don't know. I feel like this season we're going to score a lot of goals, we're going to concede a lot of goals, we're going to have a bit of fun, there's going to be a lot of drama, and I'm intending to relax and enjoy it because of the past few seasons we've had, since the Wembley, 5-6 years?
Yeah.
Actually, I think a season of just chilling out, relaxing and enjoying this division and not too much pressure is exactly what this club needs, really.
It would be nice to kind of get a little bit further up that table to, as you say, take that pressure off, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Where are we? Sorry, where are we in the league?
We're
18th.
6 points off the bottom, but it would be nice to kind of put a bit of space
Only
between.
9 points off of 7th or 8th. So there we go, a bit of perspective.
Okay. Yeah.
It'd be nicer to start pushing towards that end, though, wouldn't it, Mike?
Oh, definitely. But listen, winning breeds confidence, and Forest Green have showed that in abundance. They lost their first home game since March, I believe it. So, and it shows them in decent form.
Yeah.
If we can get similar sort of run games, winning games, drawing games, whatever, just getting a little bit of confidence back, bit by bit.
Stop losing.
Hopefully, basically, stop losing.
Well, I'm sure whatever does happen between now and the end of the season, we're going to do it in the true Orient roller coaster style. But thank you so much for joining me today, Ainsley. It's been a pleasure. And Mike, pleasure as always.
Pleasure, sir.
And of course, thank you to you guys at home for watching. Don't forget, we'll see you on the next episode of the Oshadi Time.